Welcome to my series on wigs. Remember, I'm your library. The link below has this series, a free series of all these wig information. It's like going to your library, pulling the video off from the library shelf, answering all the questions you would ever have regarding wigs and hair loss. And today we're going to get into the cap construction. Now, the cap construction is most important if you're going to go into this world of wigs. So sit back, relax, come and join the fun. Cap construction. Okay, what's the cap? Well, the cap is the cap. Here's the cap, here's the wig, right? This cap construction. They do vary, and the cost of the cap is going to be paramount in your budget in figuring out what kind of wig you want to get. Remember, I told you it's not human hair that's expensive. It's going to be the labor intensity in that cap construction. Now, first of all, you need to actually measure your circumference of your head. I recommend you always use the very, very soft measuring tape because the metal ones that pull, they tend to be inaccurate, actually, not to be as efficient as the soft tapes. So when you do your measurements, be sure you check with the manufacturer. Online, they'll have a chart just to be sure that when you measure your circumference, it matches up to the cap size that is recommended for you. Generally, they're all kind of the same. But I always tell people, be extra careful, particularly if you tend not to have an average or petite average. If you may even have to customize your wig. So be sure you always measure. So now we get to the cap. Now, what happens in the labor intensity, which causes more cost, is that they call hand tied. Just imagine people are hand tying every single fiber to this cap versus a machine. They just run it through a machine. It's so much quicker. Let me show you the difference. I prefer, for me personally, the hand tied, and I do go ahead and pay the extra for it. And the reason for me is because for my head circumference and everything, I feel that the cap and the wig just feels more snug. Now, all of the wigs have the same construction, synthetic or human hair, whereas they'll have these ear tabs on either side, right above your ears. Usually there's like a little metal piece in there that you can kind of bend to kind of help fit it perfectly. And then, of course, the back, this is called a nape, which you actually would put behind and underneath your ponytail when you bring all your hair back in a bun. And then on either side, they'll have these Velcro straps that you could actually pull and tighten so that around your nape, you actually can pull it and make it even tighter, more secure. So all the wigs have those idiosyncrasies. So that's not the problem. The difference is the overall cap. This is all hand tied versus machine stitched. Do you see the machine stitched? Now, a lot of people prefer the machine stitched because you see all these openings. It's called wefting, and these openings actually make wearing the wig cooler. So if you're in areas where it's really warm or hot, you may prefer to wear this over the hand tied. But basically, it's very simple. They have these fabric straps, and they actually just machine stitched these long rows of the synthetic fiber or human hair, and they just machine stitch it to it. But basically, they're the same. Now, both of the wigs that I'm showing you here, they have a lace front. You see here? And by lace front, let me kind of show you on here. What that means is it's extra delicate lace material, and on all wigs with the lace front, they do hand tie the fibers which then makes it actually look like it's coming out of your scalp. The only challenge with the lace fronts is that after a couple of wears, just note that sometimes the lace kind of begins to lift, and you'll probably need a body adhesive. And in later videos, I share with you the body adhesive that I use. But mind you, just think about it. When you put it on with a lace front, this is the lace front wig. I have foundation here. So the reason why the lace starts lifting, maybe after 2 or 3 wears, is because you have foundation there. So what I would recommend, if you have a new wig and you've worn it just a couple of times and it's starting to lift, just go ahead, or maybe after the first time you wore it, just run a little cool water and very, very gently, you can wipe off, or even with a makeup wipe, those alcohol makeup wipes, you can just kind of wipe off and you'll see it, the foundation that goes on that cloth. That's the only problem. And it's because of the foundation that it doesn't adhere to your scalp here, your crown. However, there are glues that you can use, and other videos I show you what to use, but it is an extra thing that you have to be mindful of, that there's a tendency that will start to lift. Now, there are wonderful wig manufacturers such as Godiva's Secrets, Wigs, beautiful wigs that don't have any lace front, and they're made beautifully. And you can still part them different directions, but there's no lace front. So if you have a lot of problems with this lace front, there are plenty of wigs and wig manufacturers that you can order without the lace front. Next, what these companies now have is what they call this monofilament top. Now, what they mean by that is this is another very delicate lace material, of which in this whole area on this particular wig, I can part it anywhere across here. And then on this other wig, it's kind of a partial monofilament. You see here, like right here is where all in between here and here, I can part it. All this is that it's a thinner fabric of which you then can part your hair in any direction, compared to this other wig, which has only one part or one part only. These were the wigs that look like wigs. I think the wigs that have the one part only just look like wigs. And they're the ones even today that you can get for really inexpensive. But if you are talented in overcoming that look and somehow styling your hair, well then, best to you. You don't have a problem doing that. And then you have to understand that in inexpensive wigs, like this human hair wig, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous fibers. But the cap is so loose. I've done everything I can. I can't keep it on. I've tried bobby pins. I've tried all kinds of things. It's just overwhelmingly, the stretchability of it is just crazy. I think maybe this is probably a triple extra large, even though I ordered the average. But just be mindful of that when you're buying things for $25, this cost me $25, including shipping, for this beautiful wig, but the fibers are gorgeous. When I wear this, it's for short term only, and I'll wear like a giant band is where I'm wearing like bohemian outfit or something, and I may style it, but I can't use this for work and or whatever. But it's a beautiful wig. But $25, you kind of get what you pay for. I can't wear it like I would love to because of the cap construction. It's just so crazy. So this gives you some ideas of what to consider and understanding with your cap construction. And one little bit I want to share with you too, when you are absolutely meeting people for the first time too, and when you are developing conversation skills, remember to pay attention and to be there for that person at that time, no matter how boring it may be. You need to engage, and your communication skills is your eye contact. You're listening to them and you're not figuring out what the person across the room is doing. You need to be there at that moment 100% with that person. They will pick up if you're listening to them. And if you're not listening to them, you will be discounted. But if you listen to them, that's showing that you have respect for them. And when you show respect for other people, they're showing respect to you. Another lesson, and polish projects power. Stay tuned to our next lesson. Have a great day.